Yes, we are learning more tonight about the 8 victims from the horrific mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge. 6 of them were children, and at least 2 of them have connections to Vancouver Island. Corey Sidaway begins our coverage in studio tonight. Corey, we're hearing stories of both heartbreak and heroism.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. As shots rang out, some students hid in closets. One teacher barricaded his students in a classroom, but huddled in the library were most of the victims. 2 of them were best friends, both with ties to Vancouver Island. 12-year-old Dakaria Lampert went by Tiki. Her mom just spoke moments ago from Tumbler Ridge.
I called her my Tiki torch. She's always been a blazing light in the darkness. And if you didn't manage to see her, you would definitely hear her. She was a Tiki torch powered by love.
We were also able to sit down with Tiki's best friend's family, who their daughter was gunned down by her side on Tuesday. Here's what 12-year-old Kylie Smith's family shared with us.
I feel like half of my heart's gone. You know, like, both my kids have half of it and half of it's missing, and I feel like my whole world's been shattered. I don't know how to pick up the pieces and put them back together. Like, I'm lost, right, without my daughter.
She's a child to live for. Like, she has a son, Ethan, who was there when this happened in the school and hid in a closet for 2 hours, listening to the gunshots.
Not knowing if his sister was okay, you know, and all he told me, all he could think about was Kylie. Is Kylie okay? Like, you know, he's worried about his sister.
They say Kylie, who is going to turn 13 in 3 months, she died, like we mentioned, beside her best friend, also gunned down Tiki Lampert. Kylie, though, loved to draw. In fact, she wouldn't stop. She'd just change hands and had dreams of going to art school in Toronto.
She doesn't get to do any of that. She doesn't get to grow up. She doesn't get to, you know, have any of her dreams follow through. And she's just, you know, it's just taken from her, right? Like, I don't get to watch my daughter grow up and become an artist, you know. And that's, I always thought that I'd be able to see her, you know, finish high school and, you know, grow up and have her own kids and, you know, have a whole future for herself. And now none of it will happen.
The other victims' identities were confirmed by RCMP today. 12-year-old Abel Mwansa, 13-year-old Ezekiel Schofield, 12-year-old Zoe Benoit, and their educator, 39-year-old Shananda Abuganda Durand. 2 other victims are the shooter's family members found in their shared home. The shooter's 11-year-old brother, Emmett Jacobs, and the shooter's 39-year-old mother, Jennifer Jacobs. The total number of dead are 9, including the shooter, making this one of the deadliest mass shootings in history, in Canadian history, rather. In addition to those killed, there's also dozens who were injured, 2 so severely they were airlifted to hospital. 12-year-old Maya Gabala, whose outlook is still unclear, pictured here with head bandaged heavily, fighting for her life at Children's Hospital after suffering gunshot wounds to her head and neck. The latest update from her mom says she's making small movements today. The fundraiser for the young shooting victim has seen overwhelming support in less than 24 hours, with nearly $300,000 raised by Thursday afternoon. There's also 19-year-old Paige Hoekstra, who families say suffered 1 gunshot wound to the chest and was airlifted to Vancouver. Her family says today she appears to be out of the woods after undergoing surgery and is now recovering in hospital. A GoFundMe for her will help cover the unexpected costs associated with Paige's medical care. We also want to share more about what we've learned about those whose lives were lost that day. Most were in grade 7. A statement from her family describes 12-year-old Zoe Benoit as resilient, vibrant, smart, caring, and the strongest little girl you could ever meet. Tiki, who we told you about earlier, who was best friends with Kylie, died alongside each other, leaves behind 7 siblings and her mother, Sarah. She's being remembered as a loving, courageous, humorous, one-of-a-kind kiddo whose life was cut short. Tiki's family says, we also mentioned before, has connections actually to the Cowichan Valley, living here just 3 years ago. As of Thursday afternoon, more than $13,000 had been raised in Tiki's name. That will go towards funeral expenses. 13-year-old Ezekiel Schofield was A hockey player remembered by his grandfather in a social media post saying, "Everything feels so surreal, the tears just keep flowing." In posts online, 12-year-old Abel Mwansa's parents remembered their baby boy. His dad writing on social media, "I treasured the moment I spent with you. This cut is the deepest." Now, we are going to hear more from Kylie Smith's family tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that.